these things, you're probably doing them every single day and you don't know that it's damaging your hair. Well, you may know or you may not know that it's damaging your hair. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Miriam over here and I'm back again with another hair video. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, today I'm going to be talking about 5 things that you are subconsciously doing that are actually ruining your hair. So basically these are things that I've noticed I found myself doing a couple of times subconsciously, and other things that I've noticed people do as well. These things are not good for your hair, they are damaging your hair, and if you want your hair to grow, it's actually doing the opposite. Especially if you're a natural hair girly, we always have to make sure that we are following through with certain things, especially when it comes to our hair. Our hair is very sacred, it's very beautiful, and it deserves all the love and attention that it needs. I do have my phone over here and I have a list of things that I actually wrote down that I kind of want to discuss for this video. So let's get into it. Also, just before we go ahead and say anything else, I got these cute braids recently. I got them a couple weeks ago now, and I actually got them done when I traveled for my trip. I will be posting a mini vlog kind of thing on my channel, so just stay tuned for that. Anyways, let's backtrack and get back to this video. So the first thing that you're doing that is definitely ruining and damaging your hair is excessively tight hairstyles. So this can be in a form of whether you have braids on and they're super tight and tugging on your hair, or you have cornrows and they're super tight and pulling your hair, or also if you just have a hairstyle on and then you do things like a bun, a ponytail, and you do that multiple times, that can end up resulting in your hair being pulled too much and actually damaging your hair. So I think that's something that a lot of us kind of do a lot whenever we get hairstyles. For myself, when I got these braids on, I used to like doing ponytails a lot, but then I noticed that, you know what, it actually is like pulling too much on my baby hairs and I didn't like that. So that's one of the things that you have to just make sure that you're kind of avoiding when it comes to your protective hairstyles. So when you have tight hairstyles like this, they can actually put tension on your hair and this can lead to breakage. The second thing that you are doing most likely every day, and it is actually damaging your hair, is over manipulation. When I say this, what I mean is that you're being too harsh with your hair. Either you're pulling it too much or tugging on it too much, and you're just doing too much with your hair. You know what I mean? In my videos, I've talked a lot about how our hair is actually fragile. So when you're over manipulating your hair and you're being so harsh with your hair, that actually damages your hair. Our hair is fragile. That's why we have to make sure that we have protective hairstyles. When I speak about over manipulation, it also means how you comb your hair. If you're excessively combing your hair, if you're taking off your braids in a harsh way, or if you're letting someone else do that to you as well, that is also damaging your hair. So definitely be careful about how you treat your hair and just be careful not to over manipulate it. So it definitely doesn't help that our hair is more fragile. Instead, what it means is that we have to be more careful when we're doing day-to-day hairstyles. We have to be more careful when we're doing that because our hair is more fragile. So we need to take an extra step of, you know, kind of reducing and minimizing that manipulation that we do with our natural hair. The third thing that you're doing that is most likely damaging your hair is using harsh shampoos. When you have natural hair, one thing you need to do is to make sure that it's clean, right? So whenever you're using products, a shampoo product that has really harsh products in it, and you're using that most of the time for your hair, it actually ends up damaging your hair and doing the opposite. So you want to keep your hair clean, but you also need to make sure that the shampoo that you're using has, you know, products that are not damaging your hair, especially for people who like to shampoo their hair a lot of the times. So let's say you're shampooing your hair every week, or you're doing it almost every 2 to 3 days and you're shampooing your hair, but you're using a shampoo that has bad ingredients, and then you're actually doing the total opposite of what you're meant to do when you're looking after your hair. So I would definitely say one thing you can do is make sure that you're checking your labels for the shampoo that you're using, and make sure that the shampoo ingredients are not super harsh. And if you honestly have no other product to use, I would say try to minimize how often you're using that shampoo, or try to look for a different kind of shampoo that has less harsh products and that's going to help your hair overall rather than damaging it. Our hair has natural oils that it has, so when we use the shampoos that are super harsh for our hair, this ends up stripping our hair out of those natural oils, and this definitely leads to breakage. So it looks like we are now at number 4. The fourth thing that you are doing that is subconsciously ruining your hair is that you are following improper hair care routines. So what I mean by that is that just because you see someone else doing a certain kind of a routine and they're following certain steps and certain things that they're doing, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's going to work for your hair. You have to find out what works for you, experiment, and find which routine works best for your hair, because at the end of the day, everyone's hair needs are different and the hair type can also be different as well. Try to know what kind of routine works for you. If you try doing a certain routine and you find out that it doesn't work for you, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's okay. That just means find another routine that's going to work for your hair, that's going to work for your hair and your hair needs. You need to find out what kind of hair type you have. So usually we have low porosity hair, high porosity hair, and medium porosity hair. The easiest way that I look at it is high porosity hair equals to high moisture, low porosity hair equals to low moisture. And if you're just medium porosity hair, you can follow the step-by-step method for either high or low porosity hair. What I mean by method is that we have two methods that you can use. You have the LOC method and you also have the LCO method. The LCO method is better for people who have low porosity hair, and the LOC method is better for people who have high porosity hair. And then if you're medium porosity hair, you can use either one of those two methods. LCO just means that you should start with leave-in, cream, and oil when you're moisturizing your hair. LOC is just the opposite, just switched around. So I would say to find out what kind of hair type you have and then try to find routines that would work for people with that certain kind of hair type. So then now if you find a routine that works for you, I would say stick to that routine. If it keeps working for you, stick to it. You can always improve it if you want, but if you find that specific routine that has been working for you and is doing good for you, then honestly just maintain that routine and make sure that you're consistently following through with your hair care routine. Now, the last and final thing that you are doing that is most likely damaging your hair is neglection. You're not taking proper care of your hair the way you should be doing. Maybe we're not doing enough protective hairstyles. Maybe we're not protecting it properly when it comes to situations. You're not putting on proper protective hairstyles when you're in harsh weather conditions. You're not moisturizing your hair properly every day. And you're also, when you go to sleep, you're not covering your hair properly and putting like a bonnet or anything like that when you're going to bed. This continuous pattern of neglection can actually lead to damage of your hair. So just make sure that you are taking steps to care for your hair. Our hair needs to be protected, so we need to make sure that we're following through rather than neglecting it and just like putting random, not giving it enough care that it needs. I would say give it more attention and do things that are better for your hair in the long run. Not keeping it clean. You need to make sure that you're washing your hair regularly, whether that means every once or twice a week or every 2 weeks. That's up to you. You need to keep your hair clean and follow through with your shampoo care routine. And even if you have braids on, just make sure that you're still moisturizing your hair and not neglecting it just because you have braids or a certain protective hairstyle on. So that's what I would say when it comes to neglection. So that was it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and also click the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I post these hair care tips and hair care routines. Leave a comment down below. If you guys have any other tips or any other things you want to add on to this video, leave it down in the comment section below. Otherwise, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in my next one.